One Saturday, my wife called me to the kitchen and told me, look, from the window, there is a guy standing on the hill here, next to our house. I went out to see who the guy is, and then I saw a few activists from Israeli organizations, which I know. Behind them, I saw foreigners standing with this kind of vest. We decided to check who those guys are. And then we found out that they are from the EAPPI, the Ecumenical Accompaniment Program in Israel and Palestine of the World Council of Churches. They arrived here in 2016, Shabbat after Shabbat for 5 times to bother us, to make provocation together with the Israeli radical left organization, together with Palestinian organization. After the second time they arrived, second Saturday, we decided that it's about time to take the gloves off and start doing something and document them. We found out they are a program of the World Council of Churches, so basically they are a Christian believer, and it was very weird for us that believers are coming and making provocation in our holy day, Saturday, Shabbat, Saturday after Saturday after Saturday.
קיבלתי דיווח על קבוצה של תיירים שנמצאים בשלוחה של הר הרודיון, שנראים קצת חשודים, לא ברור אם תיירים, לא תיירים, פותחים מפות. קפצתי לנקודה יחד עם כוחות צבא ומשטרה, תשאלנו אותם, הם הציגו את עצמם כצליינים ותיירים שבאו לטייל בהרודיון, בהר שנמצא מולנו. ישר הסתכלנו על המפות שלהם, ראינו שזה לא מפות של תיירים, עם כל מיני סימונים של היישובים, חלקות, אדמות, כל מיני נקודות שולטות. עשינו להם חיפוש ברכבים, מצאנו וסטים שהם שייכים אותם לארגון שהוא ארגון מקדם BDS, מעורר הפסדים סביב היישובים הארגון הזה, ארגון שנקרא EAPPI. כמובן שכוחות צבא ומשטרה שהיו במקום הודיעו להם שהם מורכבים, הם נלקחו להמשך טיפול בתחנת משטרה.
EAPPI is a project of the World Council of Churches. The World Council of Churches is one of the biggest church organizations in the world. It's a very unique project that sends delegates, or let's call them accompagners, this is the official word, to conflict zones, but only one conflict zone in the world, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, in order to investigate about human rights, to see that there is no violations, to protect the communities, and then go back and report back to the church. The first problem is that the World Council of Churches operating such a project only on one conflict zone in the world, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The second problem, which is the biggest problem, is that it's a political project in disguise of human rights, meaning they send their volunteers, or I will say their activists. The activists get inside with tourist visas, not as an official representatives. They disguise themselves as an official organization. They're collecting information, who knows what they're collecting, from conflict zones between Israelis and Palestinians, Israeli army and the Palestinians, and then go back home and officially leading anti-Israeli campaigns with sometimes, most of the times, with theological anti-Semitic rhetoric. Okay, so 1 month ago, after a year of, more than a year and a half of collecting information, we decided that we want to understand more about the program, more about who funds it, what is the nature of this program, what is the theological framework that this program is operating, and what actually those activists that chosen by WCC to come to Israel, what they do, what their role in all those campaigns. And we found some interesting things or data. This program is fully funded by European governments and European church organizations, period. All the organizations and the governments know exactly what this program is doing. The second thing that was a kind of surprise is the level of the anti-Semitic rhetoric that we found. We found that all the activists that coming back from their 3-month experience or training here are using very extreme rhetoric about Jews, about the fact that the Jews don't have a right on their lands. They're comparing Israelis to Nazis. They're doing everything that violating every definition of anti-Semitism. And the most interesting part is not happening only in Europe. They're going back to more than 22 countries. We counted 22. I bet there are also more. We saw that they're leading the main BDS campaign against Israel in Brazil, in Korea, in all Scandinavia. It's not just different campaigns connected to each other, but a system. There is churches sending activists to see what the Jews are doing and reporting back. A person getting recruited, sent by a church to here, going back. The church is taking him as under its wing, and then tell the person, okay, from now on you will do a lobby against Israel in the parliament. You will do a BDS campaign. You will do lectures against the Israelis. We have a video that, by the way, was deleted from the internet, that you see an activist with his brown vest giving a lecture and comparing what the Israelis doing in Hebron to the Nazi gas chambers. We documented two main activists that was one of them was twice in the program, sharing and posting in their social media extreme anti-Semitic cartoons, Star of David's bleeding on Palestinians' child, and everything is framed in the theological discourse, the anti-Zionist Christian extreme discourse. The government of Canada gave $1 million Canadian dollar to EAPPI in order for an educational project. When we approached the Canadians with the data, they just didn't understood where the money is going. What EAPPI has to do with education project? We thought that our $1 million is going to some very nice educational project that teaching Palestinians children. And we keep seeing it, and we are also challenging the governments with those materials and with this data.
So the last time they came to our community, Sdeba, was in May 2016. As I said, we began to research about them. We wrote a report on July 2016, and we found out actually who they are. We then took this report and we had several meetings with ministers, with parliament members, with different Israeli official authorities, with security authorities. We gave them the information regarding to this report. The second step we did is to document them. We went after them. While we wrote the research, we gathered few guys together under the name of DMU project, and we decided that the next step is to learn how they act on the ground. We began with Jerusalem, where we found out they are taking part in political demonstration. In one of the demonstrations, we found out this notebook of one of their activists. And this notebook gave us a lot of information regarding their way of activity, their activities in Israel. Then we found out that they are deeply working in the old city of Jerusalem and collecting intelligence on security. From Jerusalem, we moved to Hebron. We document the activists of EAPPI following and documenting IDF military operations. It's very important to understand that they are tourists. And for tourists, it's illegal to collect intelligence of military operations. That's what we found out they are doing in Hebron. They are visiting families of terrorists who murdered and butchered Israeli Jews. Another piece of information we exposed is that they are supporting terror. They are visiting families of terrorists. They are supporting and encouraging them. They are not a recognized organization in Israel, but they hire people here, local and foreigners. And in order to hire people, they need to have some kind of permit. And they're getting the permit through other organizations. Because they know their activity here is illegal, they deceive the Israeli authorities when they arrive to Israel. They are saying that they are tourists, pilgrims, using the name of Christianity. After 3 years of working on the field, we exposed their illegal activity. The conclusion is that they have to be banned from Israel.
According to the international law, the states have the rights to sovereignty. One of the principles of sovereignty is the rights to decide who is going to get into the state and in which terms. In case that someone deceiving the state have the rights to decline his request of getting into the state. If this person is already in the states have all the rights to expel him. The mandate of tourist visa giving you the permit to be a tourist. If you want to work or volunteer in an organization, you need to ask for a specific visa.